Today, I invite you to join me in reflection about control. This the subject came through my personal experience many times and through work with my clients many times. So, my invitation is to look at it from a little bit different angle, possibly from different angle than we usually approach this conversation. Very often you can hear he or she is too controlling, very controlling. Can you imagine that the only way you can make such a judgment, because it is a judgment, it's if you are controlling? Can you see that the only way it bothers you, the behavior of another person can be any kind of behavior. It can take any form. It's their stuff, their tendency, their manifestation of personality, history, particular combination of traumas, genetics, and so on and so forth, upbringing. Right? So they live life in the way they live, they express life within themselves in the way they express. Yet you put very strong judgment, he or she is controlling, because you have a resistance to such behavior in you, which means competition for control. You might feel right now, no, that's not true at all, I just don't like them. Well, that's the point. What does it mean, I don't like it? I don't like it means resentment towards it. If you don't have compassion, you have resentment. If you just look at some behavior of any kind as that's just behavior, there's no judgment on input on it. It doesn't provoke any emotion in you. You don't feel frustrated, you don't feel resentful, you don't feel angry. You don't feel you need to protect yourself, defend yourself, you don't feel any of that. You only feel it when you want control as well. And now there is a clash, there is a conflict, there is a fight for control. The fight does not necessarily have to be very vivid. It doesn't have to be a strong argument. But your inner resentment already points to conflict, your competition for control. So if someone is trying to control you, you say so. There's a few things I want to bring to your attention. Those who are free cannot be controlled. This is how I want to start our conversation. Those who are free cannot be controlled. So if you're internally so comfortable in your own skin, realize your tendencies, accept your tendency, okay with your tendencies, okay with the world around you, then you don't have resistance to controlling people. People who try to control you. And again, when you say they are, he, she, it, trying to control me, you make it about you. You assume that you have such importance while they are not important. You're saying, whatever you're doing it to me. You're controlling me. It's me you're controlling. It's not like you have behavior, and this is the behavior. You say, you're trying to control me. Instead, if you don't have competition for control, if you're not trying to be controlling within the aspect of your relationship, then you will notice they don't have any intention to control you, with rare exception. But I'm looking at it in general terms. They don't have any intention to control you. They are trying to organize their own world in a way that make them feel safe. Can you understand that? Can you relate to that? Can you feel compassion to it, to this particular tendency? You can judge it in any way you want in your heart and just look at it for what it is. They are trying to organize the world in such manner that they feel at peace, comfortable, protected, even if the threat is not real. But it's not up to you to decide what's real for the person, what's not, because you haven't lived their life. For example, someone would be judging another person. Oh, you have OCD. Well, for specific reason, it was categorized in medicine today, psychology today, as it is today, as a condition. Whether it is disease or not, we don't have this conversation. We can have a separate conversation. I have some thoughts about that too, but that's irrelevant. But it's a condition, which means it's recognizable attributes of reactions and behavior. Right? So you have OCD. Well, why are you judging? The person they have cough. Are you judging them for having cough? Are you judging them for having flu? Their particular immune system was susceptible to particular kind of virus, and that's what happened. Well, our mental processes are viruses too in some way. And they're susceptible to different degree and with different expression. We're susceptible to events in our life that somehow affect us. So if someone wants the home clean, for example, and they ask you, please don't make it dirty, don't keep it dirty, don't throw things around, you would say, you're controlling me because you make it about you. But if you have compassion and turn it away from yourself and looking at the need of another person, well, they feel, for example, there can be so many different expression of it and reasons, but for example, they simply feel that their life chaotic and they want their own nest, their own home to be a space for peace and order. Yes, we can again discuss what order means, why you need order. Yes, we can do all of it. But just let's be compassionate for now, not judging, not trying to solve all problems in the world, but just stay with heart open and feel compassion. Just feel compassion to another being and their particular tendencies that they are not necessarily comfortable about too. Do you think they want to go and try to clean everything and get a little bit frustrated when things are not clean, for example? Right? It can be so many different ways it expresses itself. But let's say a very simple example. They might not like it themselves, but it makes them feel safer in their own home. Everything clean, everything organized, everything where I know it to be. Okay, at least here I have something that is in order because life is so chaotic. People are so unreliable. Events are transient. Everything coming at me, and I'm not catching up. And here everything I can keep it in order. It's illusion. Order is illusion, yes. But it's not up to us to judge what the person is going through. Imagine they went through a lot of different traumas and they feel they have no control over anything at all. You think they're trying to control you, but they're trying to make their life feel like there is some sort of order. And you might feel that they're coming on your territory by asking you to do that or another, or not to do that or another. But again, if you stop making it about yourself and just trying to understand, even not understand, don't even go that far understanding, because maybe you will never understand. Because maybe they don't understand, and they're not going to spill out whole history of their existence on you. And maybe their ancestral existence, we don't go that far. We're not going to past lives. We're not going there. Let's focus on one single life that we know. But even within this short life, within few decades that we have lived so far, depending on your age, let's say 3, 4, 5, 6 decades. That's how many years, days, minutes that person lived. And that's how many experiences they had. And you don't know what they've been through. You have no slightest idea unless they reveal to you everything that happened to them, but they don't remember. They might not even be aware of what happened to them and affected their tendencies, their reactions, their sensitivities. I hope you hear me. I hope you're not coming in resistance to what I'm saying with, oh, what kind of that and that is. I'm not going to use the words. Controlling person, just controlling. But what if you drop this rigidity within you, if it comes up, and truly just feel the presence of another being when they're expressing their desire for order? And remind yourself, if you have reactions, it's not their fault. It's not their problem. Your reactions are only trying to solve your mental constructs. They are trying to control me. They are unfair to me. They are intruding my space. They are doing that or another. It's just a thought. And you're trying to solve the problem that doesn't exist because you're trying to solve a thought. Because if those thoughts don't exist, all the factual reality, here is a person, we are interacting, and they're expressing their need. It's their request for love that come in this form. Maybe they don't want your socks to be in the middle of the room. Why would you judge that it's unreasonable? I'm not saying it's reasonable to ask you to change your behavior. But why would you think it's not reasonable? And it doesn't matter what it's about. It's not about cleaning the room. I'm just using something that's so simple. Just so simple and so mundane that it's easy to relate. But you can take it to any degree, to any level. If someone tried to control your thinking, that, oh, they're trying to control how I think. Well, it's not about you again. Why are you making it about you? What if the way how you think affects the way you behave and it affects them? Maybe you are needy all the time. So they try to help you to see and think about the world a little bit differently. So you don't drive them crazy, demanding attention all the time in different ways. Or you're angry and aggressive and maybe violent, and they want you to revisit your way to look at things because it affects them. And they ask you for their safety in whatever form it comes. Maybe safety just because they don't feel safe when you're sad, because then they're scared maybe for you. Who knows? You don't know what happened in the past, remember? And therefore you don't know what's happening within them. And if you ask, they don't always tell you, because from many years of working with people, I can guarantee you, people don't usually know what's happening inside. We don't know what we think, we don't know what we feel, we run our life on autopilot most of the time until we become very conscious. For some people it doesn't happen fast enough. But all we can do about it is have compassion. And again, I come back to the point, those who are free cannot be controlled. See, here is the challenge. The reason why you love independence and freedom and can't stand when people control you is because you are not free. You can't stand when someone controls you because you are not free. You think you are, but you're not. For example, let's say, and it's a very common challenge I notice. Let's say you have the conflict of two tendencies. One, you're controlling. You are controlling. You compete for control. You want control. But another person is better at it. You're not good at it. You want control, but you're not good at actually taking things in your hands and have it under control. And the reason why you're not good at it, well, can be many other reasons, but one of the reasons, because you have another tendency. So you have desire for control is one tendency, and now you have another tendency. You are, the generalization of this tendency would be people pleaser. I don't like label as much, but you understand what I'm going into, right? You want to please someone because you want the approval, attention, appreciation, love in all forms. That's what you want. And you want it badly, so you want to please and submit and manipulate. But you also want control. So you want to please and get benefits of it, and you want control. That's a big conflict. You will rebel. Your whole being will rebel. Can you notice it? If you are the one who usually rebels against control, can you notice that you don't want to be controlled because you want control? And yet you cannot express it fully because you're afraid of judgment and opinion, and then someone will withdraw the love. That's how you see that they withdraw the love. Like love is some transaction. It's not, but this is how we perceive it, right? Can you see that? Can you allow yourself to accept that some of it is true? Because if you are free, nothing bothers you. Nothing bothers you. It's a path of Zen, Tao, right? Someone has tendency and they express their tendencies, and you don't have any reaction to it. It's just happening. It's not in relation to you happening, it's just happening. It's happening. What does it have to do with you unless you make it so, unless you make it about yourself? They can say words, they can have tone where you perceive they try to control you. Well, if you just see it for this is their tendencies, but it's a being in front of you that you care about, then that's it. Your reaction ends right there. You're at peace. And you can say, let's say, for example, your wife goes so ballistic about something and try to change your behavior about something. You have different choices. And they're all very peaceful, non-violent choices. You can say, honey, I don't want to do it right now. And she can try to persuade you why it's important to. And if it makes sense, you just do it. There's no control in it. She expressed her need. She explained the reason for that. You found it that makes sense. There's no reason to be stubborn or rebel. That makes sense. And you do it. There's no control in it. Right? There's no fight for control. Right? Or you hear her reasoning and say, how about we do this? You want this. Honestly, for me, that doesn't matter. I prefer this. But I want you to feel comfortable because you have your tendencies, which you don't have to say, but you understand that she has her tendencies and her needs. And it doesn't necessarily meets yours very well. You have the different one. But you find a solution that can meet both of you somehow. In the case of, let's say, cleaning the house, I come back to that because it's just so simple. Then, honestly, I don't care about it to be as clean as you like it to be, so we have few choices. You can clean it, because you want it to clean, I don't care, but you can clean it. Or I'll hire someone who will do it. I'll hire a cleaning company. You want it clean, I can hire them for every day. They will come every day. And she can say, honey, but it costs money. I say, yes, it does. Yes, it does cost us money. So let's see how much we want it. And maybe I will, try to get few more clients if you run a business. And we will just do our best to afford extra cost. But then you get what you want and I get what I want. Right? So together we kind of make a little bit more money, I don't know, by doing what? Or maybe doesn't affect our budget at all, not that much. And then I will do it. And maybe she will say back, oh, you know what, I don't need it that much, but if they come at least once a week, it will help me if you're not willing to clean. Right? Though, on the level of cleanliness, I do invite you to learn. It's a good habit to be clean. But you understand, right? There is opportunity to, I don't even want to say negotiate so much, just have a conversation and understand where the needs can be balanced and everybody get what they want. Because for as long as you make another person controlling and resenting him, her, them, it's not going to get you anywhere. You will keep being resentful. You will develop physical conditions because somatic diseases love resentment. They love resentment. You get sick, you make your loved ones sick. Everybody exhausts the energy in the fight of the egos for control, because that's the fight. Unless you understand there is nobody trying to control you, they're trying to live their own life in the way how it makes them feel safer in this world. If you understand that, you'll be much happier and more compassionate, because judging someone is not any better than being controlled. It's just another judgment. Can you accept it? And make life of those who you care about a little bit easier. And if you find that you are the one who judges being controlled all the time, can you understand that what you are looking for is not to dominate another person? It's most probably not what you're actually trying to accomplish. You want to create some order in your life and you ask for help. You ask for love. Well, then I can tell you there are better ways to ask for love. If person does not hear it as your request for love and you have conflicts all the time, ask for love directly. Honey, I feel so tired and so scared or overwhelmed. And I just been yelling at you because it feels like I want to control you and make you do it that way or my way. But what I'm trying to really accomplish is such and such and such and such. And trying to accomplish this goal is so overwhelming to me. I just want you to hold me. I just want you to tell me that you care and remind me that I'm safe. Even though none of us are really. We have to rise to the wisdom of that. We are not safe and never safe, and nothing will make us safe. And at the same time, life is a mysterious phenomenon, and somehow it carries us. Like a river just carries us. But we do have this need in safety, at least to feel safe, to whatever degree. So control and safety, they come so together, not even in parallel, just come together. So feel compassion to others, feel compassion to yourself, and resolve this control battle once and for all. Those who are free cannot be controlled. So be free of your own tendencies and reactions, become more compassionate, and nobody can ever control you. Just give them what they want if you care enough, and your life will be easier, and their life will be easier. And if it's someone who you don't know who try to control you, and you don't have inner capacity to care about a person or group of people, don't take it in. You don't have to fight and resist and resent. Don't take it in. Understand that it's their tendencies, they follow their inner processes, and it has nothing to do with you directly unless you make it. Yeah? Well, I think that's it for now. So, with all my love, I'm wishing you wisdom today. Wisdom and compassion. And if you have a hard time with people around you who are very controlling and you still can't figure out how to handle that, or people blame you for being controlling, then please reach out and let's look at it together and develop strategies for your inner freedom. Much love to you. See you soon.